Holmes laughed quietly. "It was one of Dr. Roylott's animals," he said. "That was the baboon." We reached the house and climbed through the window into Julia's bedroom. Holmes closed the window. Then he whispered in my ear, "We must put out the light, Watson. Dr. Roylott might see the light of it." I took my gun out of my pocket and put it on the table. Holmes had brought a long, thin stick with him. He put this stick on the bed. He put a box of matches beside the stick. I put out the lamp, and we waited. I shall never forget that terrible night. We were in complete darkness, and we knew we mustn't make a sound. We heard the bell in the village clock. It struck midnight, then 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Still we waited. Suddenly, I saw a light shining through the ventilator. Somebody in Dr. Roylott's room had lit a lamp. I heard someone moving about quietly. Then everything was silent again. Another half-hour passed. Then I heard a strange noise, a very soft, hissing noise. The noise was near us in the room. Holmes jumped up and lit a match. Immediately, I heard a low, clear whistle. Suddenly, Holmes began hitting the bell rope with his stick. By the light of the match, I saw his face. It was full of horror.
So, where are they? And what's happening?
They are in corridor.
Good. What time is it?
3 o'clock.
Oh yes, it's middle of night, and it's very dark. They want to sleep. Do they hear anything?
Yes.
What did they hear?
They hear a loud whistle.
Low whistle, yes. Whistle, low whistle, and a whistle and some kind of noise comes from where?
Near Holmes and Watson.
Oh yes, but it was coming from Dr. Royal's room, right?
Yes.
Suddenly, Holmes jumped up and took a stick, right?
Yes.
Okay. Did he start beating? Or what did he do with that stick?
Holmes began hitting the bell rope with his stick.
Thank you. Listen more.
"Do you see it, Watson?" he shouted. But I saw nothing. Holmes stopped hitting the bell rope and gazed up at the ventilator.
Come on, you.
Suddenly, we heard a dreadful cry.
No, wait. Just repeat after the recording. Do you see it?
Do you see it, Watson? He shouted, but I saw nothing. Holmes stopped hitting the bell rope and gazed up at the ventilator.
Gaze mean he's looking. He's looking at the ventilator very carefully.
Suddenly, we heard a dreadful cry, a cry of pain and terror. I felt cold and sick with fear.
You?
Suddenly, we heard a dreadful cry, a cry of pain and terror. I felt cold and sick with fear.
Okay. Translate.
Ты это видишь, Ватсон?
Okay.
Закричал он.
Mm-hmm.
Но я ничего не видел.
Okay.
Холмс перестал дергать,
Beat, hit,
бить веревку колокольчика и уставился на
Nice.
вентиляционную решетку.
Nice.
Вдруг мы услышали
Ужасный.
ужасный крик.
Okay.
Крик боли и
Ужаса.
ужаса.
Okay.
Я почувствовал холод и боль от страха.
Или sick. И мне стало плохо от страха. Okay.
What was that cry? I whispered.
You?
What was that cry? I whispered.
Okay.
It means that everything is over, said Holmes. Bring your gun, and let's go into Dr. Roylott's room.
Okay.
Means that everything is over, said Holmes. Bring your gun and let's go into Dr. Roylott's room.
Holmes lit the lamp. Then I followed him down the corridor to Dr. Roylott's room. We knocked twice on the door, but there was no reply. We pushed the door open and entered the room.
You?
Holmes lit the lamp. Then I followed him down the corridor to Dr. Roylott's room. We knocked twice on the door, but there was no reply. We pushed the door open and entered the room.
A terrible sight met our eyes. Dr. Roylott was sitting beside his safe. The door of the safe was open. The short stick with the noose lay across Dr. Roylott's knees.
A terrible sight met our eyes. Dr. Roylott was sitting beside his safe. The door of the safe was open. The short stick with the noose lay across Dr. Roylott's knees.